John, you're getting yelled at in the comments here. Oh my God, John could not be more wrong.
I want to address what Conservatory of the Ozarks says here, because he says people I grew up with believe that you do not need to leave your husband who beats you. If your husband molests your children, you should stay married and visit him in prison and forgive him. Being happy or healthy in life is irrelevant because this life will be over in a blink of an eye and don't have all of eternity to enjoy the rest of the loved ones and unending God's favor.
Yep.
And he said, I remember when I was a child praying over and over again that I could die a martyr because then I knew for sure I would have a guaranteed crown for what Jesus' feet, and who cares about death. Now, here's where I want to provide the nuance here in my take. I agree with statements 1 and 3 there. I agree that people believe they shouldn't leave their husbands when they beat them. I believe they believe that. I believe that children actually believe the religious shit. I don't believe the vast majority of these people actually believe that every word of the Bible is 100% true, because if they did, they would not have the political and lifestyle beliefs that they do. It's physically impossible to 100% believe that Jesus Christ was a real human being and that his teachings were the infallible word of God, and also to vote for Donald Trump. You cannot do both of those.
That's because you are exposed to
truth around you. If you put the lasso of truth around you, one of those things would win out, and it isn't fucking God.
But they aren't accessing information that ever puts that in doubt. They're on an island with a moat around it, and they're telling people, if you get near that moat, you're going to die.
I know.
Literally that you're going to die. And people are so terrified because you lose. Here's the truth. You lose an entire community, entire identity, an entire support system.
Yep. And that's why I don't believe them. There is
a lot of that, but people are also
much actual punishment for them leaving that I don't believe they actually believe. I believe
you're not wrong in that there's a lot of people that do it out of fear, but there's also just a lot of people who are dumb and don't ever think beyond the most immediate. We see that true in elections.
There's true believers. Don't get me wrong.
But I would say that's absolutely true. What you're saying is 100% true for everyone that's in this administration claiming to be a Christian.
That's true. Yep.
They do not buy almost all of it. They don't like Jesus. In fact, they don't like the United States. I always go at people now who are like, Donald Trump's going to make America great again. Like, he hates America. You hate America. You hate everything it is. You don't believe what the founding fathers stood for. You don't believe what they believed in. You don't believe in checks and balances. You hate the Constitution. You hate the fact that they didn't want to have a monarchy. Like, you hate this country. You just do. And they get really mad. Like,
yeah. True. I wanted to. So you said statements 1 and 3. Did you have a problem with this one? Being happy or healthy in life is irrelevant because this life will be over in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, I don't believe they actually believe in eternity.
Oh,
they do. The thing is, they might say they believe it, but if you put the lasso of truth around, they'd be like, I'm not sure.
It's the what's that bargain called where it's basically like
Pascal's wager.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Pascal's wager doesn't work because if you believe because of Pascal's wager, you don't actually believe. You're making a gamble.
But that's true of anyone with anything, isn't it? Like, I mean, that could be true of like, why stay alive if life doesn't have, like, their argument to you would be like, if you don't have any moral. I
fundamentally believe life has value. I fundamentally believe human life. I cannot prove that. I cannot prove, but if you put Wonder Woman's lasso of truth around me and you ask me, do you believe human life has value? I think I would say yes.
Oh, I agree. I'm saying they would say that you're basing that on God giving them.
So it's like it's easy to they flip around. It's like, well, you have they would say you don't actually believe that. Like they would say the exact same thing. They say that no, fundamentally, since you have no objective way to prove life has value, you don't believe it. And so like what I say is like to them, there's tentpole issues that are very important to them that supersede almost everything. Abortion is a huge one. And so they will say, listen, if you pin them down on economic, they don't fucking understand that shit. They don't know. They know that this is what they've been told is right. And that's what most Americans think anyway. That capitalism, it's flawed, but, it's like the Tina thing. There is no alternative. Like this the way it has to be is delusional. Think about social stuff. So abortion is huge for them. And so nothing in their mind is bad enough about the Republican Party that is any worse than Democrats slaughtering hundreds of thousands of people a year. Now, once again, abortion, if we got literal about it, they don't really believe that abortion's murder because they talk to people who have had abortions. They don't say they should be thrown in prison. There's a creator on TikTok named Carbon Says who had a great analogy on this, that why are Republicans complaining about gas prices when they say that abortion is murder? Like, imagine if there was some guy chucking 5-year-olds off a building, just doing it, just as hundreds of thousands of 5-year-olds. You would never stop talking about it. You wouldn't give a shit about gas prices. So you don't really think it's murder either, but in their minds they do. So I'm saying, like, I know it doesn't make sense, but they do believe it. That's because I was there. I was one of them, and I believed it. And so I did. I'm assuming that, and they say it when there's like nothing to gain from it either, like with their friends or family or whatever. Or
it's brainwashing.
Yeah,
it's literally like I was born into it. I had no escape from it. So it was literally wired into how I think. So like, and that's a lot of people. They're born into it. And there's obviously people that convert, but it is brainwashing. It literally is.
Where
your brain hits a wall where it will not accept the fact that you could be wrong, because that's terrifying.
I agree with that. I agree, but I'm saying, like, if you could make them,
if
like,
you could,
if you had a magic Wonder Woman's lasso and you put those beliefs in contradiction, the belief in religion and the afterlife and all of these mystical shits, that would fall first. That would lose to the other beliefs. Which is why
Shits was my band in college.
Again, I could be wrong about this. This is for, like, I look back, like, I also grew up in a very religious, like, upbringing. You know, not like crazy evangelical church, but like very much like I said I believed this shit, and I can look back at myself and go, no, I didn't. No, I
agree. I
was lying to myself. You know, and I think that most people are like that.
Oh, Lady Lavender says false they can, just like there's racist Christians all the time. I do point this out a lot because Kyle says something about that a no true Scotsman thing. You see this a lot with Christians because, like, when you point out the bad things Christians do, they love saying that, well, those aren't true Christians. They're not real Christians.
Yeah. They always have an out.
Yeah, as if you couldn't just pick any point in the last 2,000 years and say, wow, look what these Christians did. I mean, there's name your Pope from, like, you know, from 1500 backwards. Yeah.
That should be a new segment, TJ.
That would be great. That's our next segment next Thursday.
The Pope is right.
I would do badly.
You know, so I like the Pope names, like Justice or Sixtus. Pius. You know, there has never been a Pope Sixtus the Sixth. Which is kind of how have we dropped the ball on this? Like there's like we have
biggest sticketh.
Yeah, we need a sixth of the sixth, whatever the Pope comes along here. But yeah, I mean, it's a dark thing, but they like to say, well, they're not real. Yes, folks, they were. The Ku Klux Klan, those are real Christians. Yep. The Spanish Inquisition, real Christians. Conquistadors, real Christian. The people who executed the folks at the Salem witch trials, real Christians. Like, Christian is not synonymous with good person, which is apparently what people think it is. It's not. They're capable.
Nor is Christian synonymous with a type of Christian. That's what's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Like, once they get all of these executive orders out of the way and they're fighting over Christianity being in charge, like, which version of it now? That's going to be fun for them to be like,
yeah,
getting angry about it. We have to speak in tongues, and other people like, no, that's ludicrous. Like they can have all the Christian battles that happened for centuries before anyway.
Yeah, I'll close out here with this one. It says the circular reasoning is inescapable. You're taught that if what the Bible says doesn't make sense, that is Satan trying to deceive you. 100% true. Yep. Like God's ways are above your ways. His thoughts are above your thoughts. So if you ever run into some obvious congruence, it's like, well, I'm just going to leave it to God, and it's easy. It's an easy out.
And that's what they're doing with Trump now.
Exactly
the same thing.
Yep.
He's replaced. Did you ever see the bumper sticker? God said it. I believe it. That settles it.
It's Trump now. It's Trump now. I do find it very offensive that they compare Trump to King David. Like, as fucked up as King David was, like, he was a competent military and political leader. Something you can't say about Donald Trump. But
you can't argue, and you can't win an argument with people whose way of reasoning is tails I win, heads you lose.
Yeah, exactly.
It's impossible.
And I want to make one more comment to a Conservatory of the Ozarks here. I want you to understand that you very well are probably right. This is my religious belief. You can't logic me out of this. I will admit to everything you're saying. You will not get me to believe that people actually believe this shit.
It's hard.
Can't comprehend it.
I got that. Yeah, I got that too. It is hard to understand that, how they go there, but whatever.
That's our show, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. If you are watching this video, then I hope you are subscribed to this channel. And if you are not, then guillotine for you. If you do enjoy this show, please, Wiseacre, where can people find you if they liked what you had to say today?
I'm on TikTok. Who knows what account it will be but my main account is Wiseacre Design 2. I'm also on YouTube, which I'm trying to build an audience there as well. I'm Wiseacre Design over there. And I'm on Blue Sky as at wiseacre.me.
Thanks so much, Wiseacre. Be sure to check out his stuff, folks. And also be sure to visit Scott's Burgers in Bixby, Oklahoma, where you can see their patented guillotine pickle slicer. Come see it, folks. We appreciate it. Catch you later.